And so how charismatic or interesting is your filmmaker?
We're using this last segment to jump in to listen to maybe the most interesting part of my conversation that I got to have when I was out in Menlo Park with James Cameron, who you might have heard of, a pretty legendary movie producer, director, creator, filmmaker in his own right, and with Andrew Bosworth, who was also there with Meta. So he's the CTO of Meta. And we just kind of had a random off-the-cuff chat about what they're doing with these glasses, the first-person video, and it kind of went off the rails, to be honest, but this last part of the conversation I thought was pretty fun. It's because I found it interesting to put someone from like real OG media into a YouTuber's shoes and try to ask him a little bit about what he thinks of, the character and the filmmaker being one and the same. So without any further ado, here's some of that conversation.
I'm familiar with audio projects, and it seems like they take advantage of either some bleeding edge technology or some new technology to give a new perspective or make something incredible. And I wonder if you see first person cameras as an opportunity for even a movie or a project that could maybe have some unique perspective we haven't seen before. Do you picture a first person movie being interesting?
Well, I think the filmmaker becomes the character in that, right? And so how charismatic or interesting is your filmmaker? Most filmmakers are perfectly happy way back behind the camera, not being constantly studied. But on the other hand, we've got a whole generation coming up on social media that are just used to being observed all the time, and even the whole influencer culture, people want to be observed. So absolutely, I think you can have a first person narrative shot with first person lenses. It could be could be fully scripted, it could be a proper production. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I would go back again to this thing that I wrote back in 1993, I think, called Strange Days, and it was about people just record their experience and then they sell it to other people. Which, by the way, is the world we live in. Turns out I was a little ahead of time on that.
We're kind of there. I feel like a lot of my videos are me trying to put the device in your hands so you can see what it's like to hold it and own it before you actually buy it. And as tech gets better, I'm able to do that with higher fidelity and more personality and closer to real time.
But you become the filmmaker and the performer at the same time.